Well, howdy, I'm here with Bob Handin in our Airbnb at St. Pete on the First DeSoto IPT. And Bob, who's a Canon user, decided to try my Sony A1 and its 200 to 600. And the first morning, he got some kick-ass pictures, and we're going to work on the best one of all now and do the image optimization for this one. Nice and sharp, just got it in the frame. So we go right click, edit photo with Adobe Photoshop. And the first thing I do is go to the basic tab. Oh, by the way, using zebras, he nailed every exposure, just about. So mostly with these on a cloudy day, I'm going to reduce the color temperature a little, just very little to make it blue. We could try using white balance on the whites. That made it warmer. Try a different white. No. Let's see where we started. As shot was 5750. So I am gonna just go to 5650. Next, we hold the Option key down and we go to the white slider. We move it to the right until we start to see the overexposed whites. And then we get rid of it at 17 or 18. And then I go to 1/3 of that, which is 6. Anywhere in the vicinity. Hold down the Option key with the black slider, move it to the left. And the blacks come up, you see them there. And those I just leave. As soon as they disappear, I'm done. So we've set our white and black points. Then I set the clarity to 10. That's a kind of in-camera sharpening, out-of-camera sharpening. I set dehaze to 2, vibrance to 10. And never touch saturation. And now I'm going to pull the highlight slider down some. You don't want to make the thing gray. This could use a good dose of it. It makes it look a little bluer. And open up the shadows a little bit. And that's it for the basic tab. Then I'll go to color mixer. I don't know, it was a really drab day. Bob did a great job of getting the exposure right. And I go to the saturation channel. And I think there's reds in here. No. When I move red saturation to 100, it doesn't do a thing. So we leave it there. And we can try increasing the blue saturation. That does a little something there. And let's see what happens when we do the aquas. Not much, but it darkens the water a little. I don't think green is going to do anything. No. And then we go to luminance and see with the blue, if we pull the luminance down, it makes the water somewhat bluer. Although usually I'd pull it up, but not for this one. And the aquas, you see the belly under there? So I actually like it a little brighter. So we'll do that. And then I go open. And then Command minus. And I make a new layer. And before I do any cropping or expanding canvas, I go filter, Topaz Labs, Topaz Denoise, and I've been using clear for a long, long time. Used to use low light, but now I've gone to clear. I don't even look at them, I don't compare them. Some people more anal retentive than I look at it at 400% and they do all of them, and I'm going like, I got places to go and people to see, so I'm always in a hurry. Even as Bob learned today at lunch, I'm in a hurry to eat. So as a result, I swallowed part of my hamburger into my nose. And we should be done just about in a second. Okay, so the obvious thing here is that we need more room above. So I go to the crop tool, I'm going to do original ratio, and the huge important thing is to make sure that the boxes for delete crop pixels and content to wear are clicked. So I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to hit return, and it should fill in the canvas. There it is, that little thing going around is saying I'm working, don't bother me. Wow. And now notice I'm going to do it again, but you don't want to do it in one fell swoop. If you do it in one fell swoop, it can mess up.
Wow.
Now it's processing again, and I'm going to do it one more time before I execute my final crop. And I knew it would work perfectly. Because the edges there are smooth. And the main place it would mess up if you did it in one fell swoop, it might mess up here. So you see that doesn't look too cool right there. Yeah, it sort of made a mess of that lower right corner. Would you agree, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go crop. I'm going to bring it in from here. We get rid of most of that. Now we get back to the original. And I don't mind that at all. And Bob was using zone autofocus. Beautifully sharp. And this is the first time he used the A1. So from Willet, quite remarkable. I see a couple little feathers that I don't like here. Z for the zoom tool, click, click, click. Yeah, and all I'm going to do is use P for the patch tool to make my selection. And I'm going to try Shift Delete, which is content aware fill, and if it messes up, no, it did pretty good. And this one we'll do another technique. We'll use the patch tool, and then I'll go J for the spot healing brush. Oh, thank God they're playing some rap music. Now, one of the tricks that I did on your little blue heron image was I made a new layer, Command J, and I go Image Adjustments Autotone, and say, well, which one do you like better?
Very subtle.
Oh, I don't think it's subtle if you're looking square. Huge difference. I love this. Increase the contrast or the color.
Right.
And I'd leave that. Rarely do I leave it at 100%, but I love this one. And maybe if you want it to be a fancy pants, you could come here, and you could come here, and you could take the clone stamp S, and you could go tiny, 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 and you can go alternate click, and we can come here. I'm going to make zoom in more, S, and I'm going to make this brush sharper, yeah, harder, and the trick to making a decent eye highlight is to enlarge other photographs and see what the shape is. It's always some odd shaped. So I am very happy with that. Command minus, tab gets rid of that. Pretty good for a first time Sony user. He had 1 hour of practice for that one. Then I go flatten 8-bit, Shift Command S, Willet, flapping after bath. And the nice part is I didn't see this bird starting to bathe, and Bob pointed it out. And he was facing away from us. And with the wind from our left, from the south, I said when he's done bathing, he's going to turn right at us and flap and go to the shore. And that's exactly what he did. And Bob got the shot, and he helped me get a couple of really nice ones. And this is Bob Handin. And hit save. Hit save. And now we're going to make the JPEG. Go image size, 3200. Okay. Command S is my unsharp mask, 100.30 for JPEGs. And then Shift, Option, Command S, save for web or devices. Optimize the 395 kilobytes, whatever it is, for the blog and hit save. And then I type in my 3200 code here and hit save. Command W closes it. And then if we go to my WebBB folder, got to get the Photo Mechanic. Come on, baby. And I get to WebBB temp and go modification time, and we see Bob's 3 beautiful images. This one was made about 20 minutes after he started using the A1. This one an hour, and this one 2 hours, so probably even less. Anyway, thanks for dropping by. Love you much.
That's cool. So this is how you make your